mention because I know people are wondering why I got this bruise right here, but I don't know if anybody else does, but every once in a while, I'll rub my nose like that in the bridge of my nose. And I did that over the weekend, and I guess I did it harder than I realized because an hour or so after I kind of rubbed my bridge of my nose that way, went to put some eye drops in my contacts, and I looked, and I gave myself this nasty little bruise right here. So that's not exactly a cool story on how you get a bruise, but hey, that's that's what happened to me. I guess that's a pretty nerdy way to get a bruise on your face. So hey, fits for the channel. But currently here on Project Nerdy, we are talking about some nerdy things we love about where we live. And for me, I wanted to focus on a nerdy aspect of Georgia that I think some people are aware of, but maybe not as how big it is. And that's all the filming that takes place here in Georgia and the Atlanta area. You basically go back just 6 or 7 years ago, and there was no filming for TV shows and movies in Georgia, hardly any at all. And just this past year or two, Georgia's became the third biggest state in the country for filming. Only California and New York has more filming projects taking place than Georgia. They basically offer some tax credits here to recruit filming in it. And boy, it's work because they're building film studios all over the state. Many people know stuff like The Walking Dead is filmed here, and The Hunger Games, the last few of those were filmed here. But I think there's some other movies that a lot of people don't know was filmed here in TV shows. Probably the biggest one is Ant-Man was filmed here, and that was a big deal, not just because Ant-Man filmed here, but Marvel signed a deal with a film studio here in Georgia, and they're basically going to film all the Marvel movies here for the next several years. I think it was somewhere between like 5 and 8 years that they'll be filming at this studio, so that's the next several Marvel movies, so that's a huge deal, especially in regard to nerdy movies. Some other stuff that's filmed here, The Vampire Diaries, the last Ron Burgundy movie, the last Fast and Furious movie, Insurgent, the second movie in the Divergent series. So there's all sorts of stuff that's been filming in here. So to me, that's certainly something really nerdy that I like about Georgia. It's neat to get to see all this filming stuff happen. Just recently, a town about 15, 20 minutes away, the movie the newest movie that Tom Cruise is working on that's currently being filmed, he actually filmed in that city for about a month or so, and a lot of people around where I live had Tom Cruise sightings and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat to get a little taste of Hollywood here in Georgia. So that's definitely what I love nerdy about Georgia. That kind of leads to my question this week, and that is, has there been some big movie or TV show that's filmed around where you live that you're kind of, that city's kind of identified with that movie or that TV show? If there is, let me know in the comment section below. My nerdy pleasure this week is movie related. I just got back from seeing the second movie in the Maze Runner series. Okay, good movie. It was an awful adaptation. They changed so much from that movie to the book. It was, adaptation wise, it was awful, but movie wise, it was okay. Not great, but not bad. And there was one other thing I did want to mention on the nerdy local stuff, and that is a few months ago I mentioned a project I was working on for the city I work for, is kind of helping create a real life version of the game of Clue in our downtown area that people could play. If you missed that video, you can check out the link here. But basically that event's going to happen in a couple weeks, and we worked with our local theater company to make it happen, and they've produced a recruitment video to kind of explain the event a little bit. So if you'd like to check that video out and kind of get a little update on the event, just check that out. So it's cool. I'm really happy how that's turned out, so that was a lot of fun. And Rev missed his last video, and since I did wait to film this until on Monday night, I do have a chance to pass along a punishment to Rev this time. And I thought it was only fair, since the last time I punished David and Holly, I made them do an English accent. I thought, Rev, maybe for one of your next videos, you could do it in an American accent.